Welcome to the State of the Judiciary speech. Brought to you today from the freshly remodeled, state-of-the-art California Court News Studios. Today's event is sponsored in part from a generous grant from Team Jacobs. Team Jacobs, we can do it for 3 times as much. Also sponsored in part by Deloitte. Deloitte. Because $250 million later, we are getting close. As most of you are aware, the state legislature looks upon me as a political liability. While I had intended on giving this speech before the legislature, I was snubbed. Personally, I think it is disrespectful to not give the chief constitutional adjudicator in this state a soapbox. It was also disrespectful to cut my budget and take my construction funds. To better contend with the legislature, I have ordered all cuts be imposed upon the trial courts. When the public finds out that courthouses are closed, they will send a message to Sacramento about how vital we are as an institution. I know there are critics out there that believe they can run a real estate portfolio larger than the Donald himself better than I can. There are critics out there that resist change and don't believe in our computer system's expertise either. I'm telling you, these critics are dead wrong. It is a well-known fact that computerization saves time, money, man-hours and makes things move more efficiently. This is why I have ordered another $125 million diverted from the trial courts, because those layoffs will be replaced someday by greater computing efficiency. Led by Mark Moore and 5 oversight teams, we have embarked on CCMS version 4.5, blending the best of CCMS and HAL 2000 so that labor and repetitive stress injuries can be reduced further when all judicial branch computers, including web servers, are capable of interactive voice response. No longer will people have to wait in lines. No longer will courts need window clerks. Everyone will be able to conduct their judicial business by telephone. CCMS version 4.5 will be ready for deployment in 2020. By that time, all new courthouses should be completed. With no clerks left in the courts due to layoffs, we will need this system to conduct judicial branch business. And now, to address those courthouse construction critics. We must keep courthouse construction in the AOC. Being exempt from fraud, waste, abuse and public corruption laws makes things get built easier. Anytime we run into issues like cost overruns, our first layer of protection will be bid shopping. Our contractors will be able to sub out to other contractors to save money. Our second layer of protection is that our contractors will be able to stop in front of any Home Depot and pick up day laborers at a fraction of the cost of prevailing wage. This flexibility will make our change orders cheaper. Given that 5 day laborers can be hired at the rate of 1 skilled tradesperson, we will get a better product because having more concerned people involved will promote better attention to detail. Finally, I want to address courthouse maintenance critics. The reason we engaged unlicensed contractors is because the SIC codes attached to workers' compensation insurance premiums for licensed contractors are patently unfair. Letting them classify themselves as building maintenance permits them to avoid those sky-high workers' compensation premiums that licensed contractors must pay. Our maintenance people have the best safety record in the business. Every day starts with a safe plan of action for every task. When those workers are injured on the job, our maintenance companies can then instantly fire workers for just cause for not adhering to the safe plan of action that they signed off on. By the time they get to the hospital, they are unemployed. Claim avoided. Our maintenance companies take safety seriously. Added to every task is a safety monitor to watch for traffic, to guard ladders and to serve as a liaison to those questioning maintenance activities and to report violations of the safe plan of action, such as accidentally falling off a ladder. While this adds a negligible cost increase to changing a light bulb or emptying an ashtray, our safety record is beyond reproach. I thought I was done, but my correct notes say mention about my advisors in AOC management. My trusted personal advisor and personal attorney is Beth J. This would be the same trusted confidant of our previous Chief Justice, who assures me that she has only my interests at heart with her sound advice. There are other people I rely upon as well, such as 14-year veteran and indispensable asset Justice Richard Huffman, who has a knack for manipulating the system to get me what I need to do my job with little to no interference from others. His sound guidance over the Judicial Council over the years assists us in speaking with one voice on all matters. Among the techniques that Justice Huffman has relied upon is presenting Judicial Council members background materials on matters of judicial branch importance at the last possible minute. This sound management style ensures that no one can dispute the findings, no one can dispute the background, so everyone votes in the affirmative because they lack basis for objection. They got the materials before the vote. It isn't our fault that they're not studious enough to review the materials. Other techniques of Justice Huffman that have been wildly successful is public comment. With every statement having to be pre-approved 10 days in advance, with every speaker having to make their presentations at the onset of the meeting instead of immediately preceding a vote, dissent is virtually non-existent, unlike that mess that exists over in the state legislature. Since Justice Huffman was so successful with his last governance determination and since people were asking to step down from E&P, I thought I would again put him in charge of governance from a different perspective. As chair of the Accountability and Efficiency Committee, all reports from CCMS, all reports from the Strategic Evaluation Committee and all comments from courts, judges, associations and alliances will pass through his capable hands, helping to guide the branch well into the future. This accomplished committee, formerly led by me, has managed to produce pay raises for AOC employees and endorsed the destruction of active court records as an acceptable business practice. We can all count on Justice Huffman doing wonderful things for us in the judicial branch. About AOC management. With 7 layers of management over the average worker, we have the flexibility to offer high-paying, revolving door employment to legislative aides that assist us in the legislature. Nowhere else in state government can you have a high school diploma and a diploma mill master's degree and make $160,000 per year. Moreover, nowhere else in state government are such people entrusted with making $100 million mistakes. I mean decisions. No one is infallible, and despite all of the protests from others, there will be no change. It is time to move on. In conclusion, you are probably wondering why the State of the Judiciary speech is being released on July 4th. Simply put, I hold the purse strings and there is talk of revolution. Either you are with us and you will swear your allegiance to me in op-eds and other communications to me, or you are against us. If you are against us, you stand to be marginalized and are terminated. There will be no more discussions that involve anything less than promoting confidence in my management style. Any attempt to do otherwise will result in retribution and marginalization. Enough is enough.